be super comfy for this video, so just chillaxing on my bed. Got my nice fuzzy soft blanket on my lap. Anyway, so I am going to be filming my military Q&A video. For some of you, it has been long anticipated. I know that one lovely lady in particular is about to ship off to the Navy in a few weeks, so and she really wanted to see this video, so I was like, you know what? I gotta come through. I gotta come through with the military Q&A video. And then another thing is I have gotten some questions from you guys as far as, I've seen it quite a bit more lately because there were a bunch of articles that like kind of spread throughout the internet like wildfire about me being in the military, and people were like, well, how come you never talk about it and stuff like that? And I don't really, it's not like I purposely choose not to talk about it. I kind of just, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm super proud of it. I was in it for 6 years. So I guess it's like I don't choose not to talk about it, but I feel like I've gotten a lot more requests from you guys and then those articles, and I was like, okay, maybe I should just talk about it already. So let's see what you guys want to know. Okay, so XMileM asked me, why did you decide to join the military? So, believe it or not, I absolutely hated high school. It was like super awkward for me. I hated being there. My senior year of high school, I was like super bored, okay? I didn't want to be there. I hated homework. I didn't like going to school. So I knew that I couldn't just hang around home and linger around, which I didn't want to do that anyways, but I was like, I don't want to go to college. I'm definitely not ready for that. And a lot of people in my family have been in the military before, so I was able to get a lot of insight on that, and I decided that the military would probably be the best option for me, and I could go explore the world and leave home and be independent right away. And so yeah, that's why I initially decided to join. Okay, so this next question comes from Strong Ye Tagil 3. I hope that I pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. And he asked, so how long did you serve? What did you do? And why did you decide it was best to leave? So I was in the Air Force for 6 years, and I was a jet mechanic. So I know some people find that like hard to believe. I guess I can understand why, but yeah, I was a jet mechanic for 3 years, and then my last 3 years I was a maintenance instructor, so I taught people how to perform maintenance on the jets. I started on the F-15E Strike Eagle in England, and then I came over to Florida and I started working on the F-35 fighter jet. And then why I decided it was best for me to leave is because I wasn't happy anymore with what I was doing. I'm not bitter about the military, but during the end of my service, I definitely knew that it wasn't for me anymore, and I didn't want to make a career out of it. And like some of you know, I've always wanted to do modeling and be involved with fitness in some way, and I just wasn't ever going to be able to do that if I stayed in the military. So it was time for me to move on and venture onto a new path for myself. So someone, or AJ Bonilla, asked, what was the best thing about being in the military? Well, I don't think that I could pin it down to just one thing, so I'll do like 2 or 3, okay? So, the absolute very best thing, and I'm gonna be very corny, about joining the military was I got to meet Cody. He's the love of my life, and he's my best friend, and that is definitely one major reason why I don't regret joining, because I was supposed to join. I really believe that in my heart, like, that was the reason why I was supposed to join, was so that me and him could meet each other. And then one of the other best things about being in the military is it really helped me grow a lot and see the world in a different way, which I think is very important. I mean, I was thrusted into a lot of different cultures at times, and I think whenever you do that, I mean, you have no option but to grow and to see the world differently. So I'm very thankful for that, because you know, even though I was like deployed to Afghanistan and it was really scary while I was there, I still experienced something that most people never will in their life, and it made me a part of who I am. I wouldn't be who I was today if it wasn't for that, for being in the military and traveling and being deployed. Oh, see, this is perfect because it ties into what I just said. Butte17 asks, if you didn't join the military, do you think you would still be the person you are today? Mad love. Mad love for you too, girl. I don't even know what I just did right there, but it was filled with love, just so you know. No, I would 100% not be the person that I am today. That is definitely for sure. I mean, I didn't like, you know, do a 180, but I would not be who I was today at all. Okay, this is a good question. Esteban asks, should I be fit before going into boot camp? Yeah, I highly recommend being in shape. I wasn't as into fitness as I am now before I joined, but I definitely was running a lot and still lifting weights, so I was a lot more prepared. I mean, if you're not in shape, they're gonna make you get in shape, right? So, but it would behoove you to be in shape beforehand so that it's a little bit easier on you. I mean, it's never gonna be easy, but it'll be easier for you. You know what I'm saying? So someone says, I have no idea what I should do with my future. Should I join, then decide? So for me, it was kind of, I guess I can kind of relate to you a little bit, because I was like, I know I don't want to go to college. I don't know exactly what I want to do. If you are unsure about what you want to do with the future, I would say, depending on what branch you enlist in, I'm not sure about the other ones. I can only speak on the Air Force, but I know that you can either sign up for 4 years or for 6 years. I signed up for 6, but I would say sign up for 4, because they'll try to get you to sign up for 6, and you should really sign up for 4, because that way if you end up wanting to stay in longer, then you can just re-enlist. You can stay in longer. But if you're only in for 4, that's going to give you plenty of time to know if it's what you want to do or if you don't want to do it. And you can also go to college while you're in. So if you decide that you want to take advantage of the education benefits, then you can do that as well. Or if you figure out what you want to do, you can save up money because the pay isn't bad, and then figure out what you're going to do, you know, get everything set up for yourself before you get out. Britt Wren then asks, do you have any advice on trying to adjust from military life to civilian life? Was it easy for you? She's thinking about getting out after her contract ends. P.S. You are so beautiful and thank you for training me. Oh, I love you guys so much. You guys are like, seriously, like the realest. You're the best. One of the main reasons why I keep doing what I'm doing, by the way. But okay, do I have advice? Was it easy for me? It was not easy for me at all. It was really hard. Really hard, okay? Because you go from 6 years wearing a uniform almost every day. They've pretty much got you 24/7. There were a lot of times I'd have to work on the weekends as well. When I was working on jets, I was working about 10.5-hour days on average, sometimes 12 hours, sometimes 14 hours. A lot of work, a lot of rules. I couldn't do my hair the way I wanted or my makeup and blah, 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 blah. So you go from that aspect, having to wake up super early every morning or working at night, working night shift and stuff like that, to nothing. I mean, I was currently taking college right whenever I got out. But other than that, I mean, I didn't have anyone to report to. I didn't have to be up at a certain time. I kind of like didn't know what to do with myself at first. It was very hard because, you know, you think all you want is freedom and independence, and then you get it and it's like a lot of it, and then you have to relearn, you have to create your own type of structure. So what I would say, my best advice would be, because it took me probably too long, longer than it should have to figure this out, is create a schedule for yourself right away, okay? Make sure you're going to bed at the same time every night, make sure you're getting up at a decent time. Obviously, since you've been in for a little while, you deserve to have a break, you deserve to enjoy yourself, but don't do it too much. Don't become a couch potato, Don't stay up till 3 in the morning and get up at 10. Okay, so just really as soon as possible, create some sort of structure for yourself and stick to it. Someone asked, what was the worst experience in my military career? There was a couple that I can think of. Whenever I was stationed in England, that was my first duty station that I was stationed in, which is where I met Cody. He'd already been there for a year, and he was supposed to be there for 2 years, and I was supposed to be there for 2 years. We obviously dated for a little while and lived together before we got engaged, and then we were engaged for a little while. And then by the time that we got married, I still had like a year left in England, and he got stationed in Florida. One of the times that we visited each other in between that, because we can only see each other, I want to say, every like 3 or 4 months, if that. Sometimes it wasn't even that. We got pregnant, but I had a miscarriage, and I didn't find out that I had the miscarriage until I was back in England and I was all by myself, and that was really hard. It was a really hard time because I didn't have any family there. Cody wasn't there. So luckily his base let him come over and be with me, but I think I was by myself for almost 2 weeks after I had the miscarriage. Really hard time to not be with my husband through that. And another time was when I was deployed. A rocket hit while I was pushing my toolbox in at the end of my shift, and it was about 100 feet away, and it sent shrapnel out and damaged some of the canopies on the jet, like the roof. If you don't know what a canopy is, it was like the glass roof of the jet. And I am very thankful that I didn't get hit by any shrapnel, but I did have to run for my life into the bunker. And literally I was running for my life, it was crazy. Like, I don't even know what it is. It's like you just get tunnel vision, and then everything is silent. So that was a very eye-opening experience for me, to actually say that I have literally ran for my life before, because we were under attack. Yeah, those were the worst things. Okay, let's pick up the mood, because I think it is getting a little too intense right now. It's getting a little too serious, okay? So, what's the next question? So Mikey asks, what rank were you, where have you traveled, and any funny boot camp stories? So that's like 3 questions, but you know what? I'll answer all of them. So the first one, what rank was I? I was a staff sergeant. I made it all the way to staff sergeant, which was pretty good. I made it, I got the highest rank that I could have possibly gotten before getting out with my enlistment. So I was super happy and proud of myself for doing that. So I've been to England, I've been to Scotland, I've been to Afghanistan. I was deployed to Afghanistan. I've been to Germany. I've been to Madrid, Spain. Been to Venice, Italy, and Costa Rica. So yeah, like I've been quite a few places, and then a bunch of other, like, you know, I've been to London, but that was only like an hour and a half away from where I lived when I was stationed in England. Been to a lot of other little towns around England, which are really cool. The countryside and stuff like that, it's really beautiful. Yeah, quite a few. Cody's been to even more places than me, so it's pretty crazy. So Bellis Estrellas asks, is there a stigma when it comes to being in the military and doing beauty? Was beauty always a passion of yours while in the military? And did you ever receive any hardship due to it? As in, did people think you were too girly to be in the military? Yeah, it's really funny. Beauty has always been a passion for me. Like, you have no idea. If you ask my dad when I was in high school, like, I was religious about picking out my outfit for the next day. Like, sometimes I'd spend 2 or 3 hours picking out my outfit for high school. I knew how I was gonna do my makeup and my hair. Sometimes I would spend 3 hours curling my hair and getting ready for high school, which was like absurd. But anyway, so yes, it's been a huge passion to me. And when I joined the military, I was like, I don't care if I'm the only girl in my career field in my squadron right now. I'm gonna wear makeup. And I mean, yeah, I got made fun of. It wasn't like horrible. I know one guy used to call me princess all the time, but I was like, I don't care if I have to be cranking wrenches on these jets. My brows and my lashes were gonna be on fleek. They were gonna be popping, and they were. They were popping. all the time. Veer90 asked how my Afghan experience was, being deployed to Afghanistan. So I know that earlier I talked about me experiencing one of the worst experiences there while I was in the military, but I also had a lot of fun while I was deployed. And I know it sounds crazy, but I actually worked with some really cool guys that I still remember to this day, who were extremely hilarious. They were like just cool, like big brothers that I worked with. And I mean, when you're working with the same people 4 months in a row, 6 days a week, at 12 hours or more a day, like, you do grow connections with people, and sometimes they're negative and sometimes they're positive. But overall, my deployment was a positive experience because, like I said earlier, it helped me grow as a person. It helped me see the world differently, which I think is important for a lot of people. I wasn't sheltered anymore in this little bubble that, you know, bad things don't happen. Light was shed on certain realities that I wasn't aware of before. But I will say, never, ever do I ever want to go back to that place again. Never. Anyways, I think that is about all that I have for today. I tried to get to as many questions as I possibly could. I hope that this experience has been enriching and informative for you. Anybody that is thinking about joining the military, I think that it can be a very positive experience for you. It was for me. Like I said, I wouldn't be who I was now if it wasn't for the military. But if you guys ever have any other questions, for those of you that are interested in joining, or you're in and you don't know if you want to get out, like, always feel free to leave me questions in the comments, and I try to answer you guys as much as possible. That's it. That's all she wrote. And until next time.